AAA games. Why are they so terrible nowadays? But wait, to uncover this, we're gonna have to reverse back to 1997. Square Enix just launched their new hit title, Final Fantasy VII, for the PlayStation 1. It had something new that players wanted. Moving 3D graphics, a fully fleshed out cast of great characters, and a darker, more mature theme that appealed to serious fans. And the games kept getting better and better. Super Mario 64 from Nintendo, Diablo from Blizzard, Castlevania, Age of Empires, you name it. The games of this era set a new standard of what video games should be. The next 10 years is what I would like to call the golden age of AAA games. I'm talking Counter-Strike, Halo 2, World of Warcraft, God of War, Oblivion. These are the games that made you want to skip out on school, on work, come home early, game with the boys all night, regardless of the consequences. Games so good, I'd say they altered your DNA to extract every ounce of fun they could get.
So if that's the case, then what happened, and can we even fix AAA games?
Or can they even be fixed? The decline of AAA game studios can be attributed to several significant factors, with one of the most glaring issues being the rise of live service games and the release of half-baked products, though the latter being the most glaring issue. Live service games are designed to be continuously updated with content over time, often launching in incomplete states, riddled with bugs and missing promised features.
Now remember, it's corporate greed that's the issue, not live service by itself.
Titles like Anthem and Fallout 76 are prime examples, launching to widespread disappointment and criticism from players who felt misled by the marketing promises.
Did you not just see me take out that gnarly beast?
But for the most part, it seems like almost all AAA games in recent history have been this way to some extent. All of these games often prioritize monetization through microtransactions or seasonal content or DLCs before the game is even launched, before delivering a polished, complete experience at launch, which leaves a sour taste in the mouths of the loyal fans.
On June 8th, New World Eternum was announced. Eternum? Who knows? It was quickly met with backlash, with some of the top comments being, "Rip New World, I was here. 6 months of burning bridges with the community for this? These dead lost beings are the only players that are left in the game." The players haven't forgotten how they felt about the original, with one user describing developers as having made wrong decision after wrong decision, and ranting that there hasn't been any PvP content in years. Of course, people can be hyperbolic, but the disappointment by fans is real. And that's where bad handling of live service games comes in. From their own website, they've already stopped calling themselves an MMO. Now they're calling themselves an action RPG. Of course people are going to be upset. Even news outlets like PC Gamer have even noticed, and when game journalists seem to notice your problem, you know it's bad. When I go onto Steam and I'm thinking about what game do I want to play? What game looks good? I'm thinking, oh, is it fun? Is it going to waste my time? What's going on? But 9 times out of 10, the game that I think about playing is not a AAA game. In fact, I'd say almost every time now, it's not a AAA game.
Go make games.
Why play a AAA game when you can play an indie game? Indie games have been on the rise and are more popular than ever, with games like Body Cam, Content Warning, Sea of Stars, and one I've been personally playing quite a bit recently, Dwarf Fortress, but only like a few hours or something like that. Even though some of these fan favorite indie games are not new, it doesn't diminish the fact that they are all great games at a foundational level. And with great support from content creators, especially PirateSoftware's Thor, who I think everyone who watches YouTube knows about or at least has seen his video at this point, more people are getting into the art of making video games. You don't have to be a master programmer or an artist to make a game. I think Thor himself puts it best.
You don't need to be an amazing programmer, chat. Do you know why? Because Undertale exists. Undertale is one of the worst programmed things that I have ever seen. It is horrible. There are rooms that have hundreds of if statements in a row checking the same value, and then it sets the value to 0 and then checks it again. All of the dialogue in all of Undertale is in a single switch case statement, thousands of cases long, for the whole game. But you'd never know that, and it doesn't matter, because the player doesn't care, and the player would never know. That's it.
And with everything said and done, Though the AAA game industry has been taking a huge hit and is on a constant supply of copium, I'm glad that we at least have the indie dev and online communities to lean into, and that we will get to play some of these great games coming out. I think it's safe to say though, for the small creators, the indie devs, and the community as a whole, the future is looking brighter than ever. If you liked today's video, please leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one.